Frederick, a.k.a. Franklin. It's really hard when you've learned as many names as I have to remember all the names at all times. So a lot of the time I'd end up calling Frederick Franklin. And it was usually when I was frustrated with him, and I'd be like, every time he'd correct me, I'm not Franklin. I'd be like, okay. But then it just kind of stuck. So half the time we just called him Franklin on purpose. But, you know, hey, 6 years old playing out here, his confidence grew. And I hope to see him back next year. Coming in with Here we go, number 29, the silent assassin, Race. This is another young 6-year-old player on our team. Race ended up doing a lot better at the end of the year when it came to going out there and trying to perform and not being so scared. Because at first, you know, you're 6 years old, those bigger 8-year-olds are kind of intimidating when you're trying to learn this. And I've still only heard him talk like twice, I think, this whole year. But thank you, Race, for coming out today. Hope to see you next year, buddy. We'll go with a returning 8-year-old, Aaron. Aaron's 8 years old. Right, Aaron's the type. Even last year, I said the same thing about him last year. I'll say the same thing this year. Aaron proves the point that football is all mental. Football is about your heart and your desire. Aaron's size, Aaron's probably the best tackler on our team when it comes to tackling outright. And being one of the smallest guys on the team, he never used that as a reason to show fear or scare. He came out and he tackled the bigger guys every time. And like I said, like if you could bottle his heart into all of your guys, you'd be a pretty nasty team. All right, so here you go, man.
Good job.
Manny. Well, hey, Kay, you get up here too. You can't bring up Manny without Kay. You can't bring up Kay without Manny. These two, I call them the beasts from the Middle East. These guys, these two brothers, when they first came out, like, they're so scared. I mean, they were scared. You know, as a coach, you can tell they didn't take to it right away. But it's one of those things that you like to see by the end of the year, is that the confidence and all that fear and doubt that they had in themselves at the beginning is all gone, right? These are the type of guys that come back next year and they build. It's just constantly building to becoming better and better football players with confidence. But these two guys I had a great time coaching this year, because you like to have the guys that come in fresh, and then you just watch them come into their own, so to speak. But you guys did a great job this year, and I hope to see you both back next year. All right, now we're gonna bring up this guy, Lil John. Lil John. Lil John. All right, hey, this guy right here frustrated me so much at times, and I'm sure he frustrated a lot of his teammates. Because he's that guy, he's the guy that is constantly picking on you and pushing your buttons and doing things but as a coach, right now it's irritating, but that type of intensity and that type of, like at the end of the year, and I think second to the last scrimmage when that team came in, watching him play against them, not just against our team, but against them, he's starting to really get it. And once he gets that edge he has to really pick on people on the football field, and he turns it towards the opponents, that's the type of thing a coach is going to love. All right? I'm going to love when he gets them, not us. You know what I mean? But this guy right here, he's another one that's young, that, you know, you look at his size, he's going to be on the 8-year-old team next year again. And that's just going to be a great thing for him. And all the rest of the 6 and 7-year-olds coming back, you know, next year's going to be your time to shine on the younger team. And Jock, I'm going to have fun watching you play. I'll tell you right now, he's probably the smartest kid on our team. When it comes to understanding systems and what we're trying to do, and just, you can tell him one or two things only one time and he'll get it, right? As soon as he starts to believe in himself fully, this guy right here I can see playing high school football in our area and maybe beyond, because mentally he's there. He's just got to have to let the dog out in him and believe in himself that he can go and do all those things that we have confidence in him doing. So, hey, great having you out here this year. Hope to see you back here next year too, all right, buddy? Nice. The big man of our team. This guy right here, I mean, he's the biggest guy on our team, but he's also one of the nicest and the most soft-hearted guys on our team. As he grows up, he's going to realize that he doesn't really have to be that nice to the people across wearing the other colors, and when that happens, it's going to be an awesome day. Because this guy's a lot stronger than he thinks he is, and sometimes he just thinks about not wanting to hurt the other people. But once he starts to understand that God gave him that size for a reason, you know, some kids are fast, some are big and strong. You know what I mean? You might not catch the little fast guy, but you sure in the heck can throw him all over the field, right? That's what I'm talking about. Hey, he's another 8-year-old that's going to be coming back next year, right? Yes, sir. League-wide, I don't know if you parents can really notice or not, but on the offensive line, we were kind of undermanned. Compared to Rise, compared to Parkland, compared to Sumner, our line was a little smaller than the rest of the lines. You know, they just had a lot bigger 8-year-olds and a lot more of them than we did. So forcing Xavier, who's more of an athletic player, to play on the offensive line at times was not really that fair to him. But I want to give a huge shout out to him, because if you watch the film, he handled his own against some really big dudes. You know what I mean? And sometimes you don't get that, you don't understand the hand that you're dealt in life. You know what I mean? Like, sure, he might want to be a running back or something else, but his team and his coach asked him to block his butt off, and he did. And for that, I appreciate all your effort. Mr. Drip, where are you at? Banquet. Last little scrimmages, he put his face in there and started making plays. So he's another one that I can't wait to see next year. All right, buddy? Julian. This guy right here almost every night has a smile on his face and it becomes infectious. You know what I mean? He's one of those guys that never really has a bad night. You never really have to argue with him as a coach. You never really have to get on it. He's always there. He's always working. And he's always smiling. And that's a really, really good thing. It's a good trait to have. Except, the one night I was getting him ready I was going to have him play quarterback. I was going to have him play quarterback in one of the scrimmage games. And he was doing a good job. But you remember what you said to me that night? Yeah, he said he didn't want to be quarterback that night. And that's a big thing, right? Because, you appreciate for the team, if he says, hey, he's not ready for it, he doesn't want to do it. You remember what you said to me that night? When you looked at me? You said, I'm stressed out. Right? Like, those are the things as a coach, understand. There's a lot of things I've heard, right? In all my years. I've never had a player look at me and be like, I'm just stressed out. You know what I mean? It's one of those things, so you'll always be remembered.
Good job, boo-boo.
Zyrus. This guy right here is probably one of my favorite kids I've ever coached. And it started, and that's being genuinely honest. Genuinely honest. I'll probably never forget this kid's smile, and I hope he stays around through the organization the whole way so I can talk to him the whole way up and come watch the games, because he'll be a year younger than me, so he'll be down at the younger level. But this guy, from the moment I met him, is one of those people that you just can't help but like. You know what I mean? His smile, his attitude. When he first came out and they said that he was going to play football for me, I'm like, man, this kid's big. Then he comes running up to me and, and he's like, hi, coach, we're talking. And he's 6 years old. I'm like, man, he's 6 years old. I'm like, this is great as a coach. And then I'm like, man, how strong are you? And I had him push me a little bit. I'm strong. I said, I'm going to need you to push some kids down. And he looked at me with the straightest face. And he was like, oh, no. And I was like, what? And he was like, oh, no, Jesus won't like that. That's exactly. Not joking. He looked right dead serious in my eyes and was like, Jesus won't like that. And I just, you can't help but laugh, And then by the end of the year, he must have got the okay. Because by the end of the year, this dude is just getting in the mix with the other teams, getting in the mix with us. There's a few moments against the teams that we were scrimmaging where he lost his cool a little bit. So I don't know what you have to do to go home and get okay, but you lost your cool a little bit in those moments. But this dude right here, he's another one when his brain and his body and his mind all come together. This guy right here is going to be a problem with a capital P. for a lot of people because at 6 years old, when you're, we're grown, and when he pushes on you on that bag, that's like ungodly strength. You know what I mean? Like he's strong for 6 years old. So I can't wait to see you back for sure next year, buddy. All right? All right? That is the other Xavier. So many things. This guy right here is a motor. It's what, as a coach, I call a motor. From the moment we started training camp all the way, this guy never wants to take a break. Never wants to drink the water on water breaks. Never wants to stop. We yell for hills. We're going to go run hills. Who wants more hills? He'll keep running. When can I snap? When can I block? When can I play? That's, as a coach, you love that. You love that somebody's just like, when can I do? Because you can see in him that he really enjoys what he's doing. If you want me to snap, when can I snap? When can I do this? When can I run? Those are all great qualities on for him as he grows in this sport. Because like Max always tells these kids, there's only, they can control their attitude and their effort. That's all they can control. We can't control the weather. We can't control the outcome. We can't control the refs. We can't control anything. They can control their attitude and their effort. And this guy right here is all about effort. And he will give you everything he's got, even though he can give you some penalties. But as a coach, he'll take you because his motor's never off. So you learn to take those little things because he's always ready to go. So those snap counts will get him, but he'll work on it on the offside.
What's the snap count?
Set.
Yeah, I'll set. All right. Zen. Zen's another guy that was asked to play multiple positions this year. Tight end, tackle, played the A gap, played the C gap, played D end, put him at linebacker. Hey, Jacques, stop talking, bud. Put him at linebacker. He's one of those guys that's kind of like a sixth man to basketball. As a coach, you like to have at least, 3 or 4 of these guys on your roster that you can move around to do a lot of different things. And I asked Zen to do a lot of different things this year. And I appreciate all your hard work, bud. All right? I appreciate it. Irvin. This is the guys last year I was helping Coach Dwayne coach, and I got to be around Irvin, and I thought Irvin should have started last year. Irvin's an amazing athlete. He truly is. This guy is an amazing athlete. He's fast. The way that he played corner this year was really, really good. He started to really pick up the scheme and what we were doing. And this guy right here is another one of those people that, with hard work and effort, I truly believe I'll be able to be seeing in the high school level and maybe beyond, as long as he keeps his attitude and he wants to come to practice. Not stay home sometimes just because he didn't want to come. You know what I mean? Hey, at this point, like I said, man, you were giving gifts. You're giving some really special gifts, bro. How far those gifts take you are all up to you, all right? Because I see something very, very special in you. Truly, all right? And you played great this year, man. I hope next year we'll try to maybe open up the passing game a little more.
100%.
See what you can do out there in the open, all right? But hey, guy came in, and right off the bat, when I saw him, I'm like, line me. There we go. Another big guy I can put on my line until I saw him run. And he's fast. He's a lot faster for his size than he should be. So then I thought, weapon. You know what I mean? I mean, this guy's a bulldozer. And he's another one of those guys that I expected really big things from. And then I found out the championship game that I coached 2 of his cousins for a lot of years. I didn't know that until my old team mom, Anita, was at the game to watch him. And I didn't know they were all family. And that was a pretty cool thing because I coached both his cousins, Isaiah and Jeremiah, for years. And if it's all that same bloodline, no doubt he's going to be a beast. His MCMOs are beasts. But you guys, man, you're another one, bro, that next year you're going to have a big year. All right? Way to work hard this year, buddy. Anthony. No, I didn't forget about you. I saved a couple of you blue and one for the end because you're one of those guys. When Anthony first came out there, he's 6 years old too. You know what I mean? And you don't know what to expect from the 6-year-olds. Most of the time, to be honest, they don't stay around. You know, they're 2 years behind the 8-year-olds. Some of them get scared and they don't like to be out there and they don't make it. And Anthony's not one of those guys. At first, I'm not going to lie, I was a little bit worried. I was like, I don't know how this little guy's going to do it. But by the end of the year, once he started coming up at practice and tackling our own guys, it's what, as a coach, you call flipping the switch, right? Anthony this year flipped the switch. He flipped the switch from being scared to understanding that the fun of doing it, playing this game and making tackles outweighs his chance of getting hurt. And by the end of the year, that's what this guy was doing, man. And you can tell as a coach, because every time he came up and made a tackle, you could see his face light up. And he'd instantly look for one of the coaches. He'd look for one of us to validate, you saw it, right? You know what I mean? And we'd be like, yeah, man, we saw it. But this guy right here is another one that when he's got his helmet on and that little smile comes out when he does something great, man, it just makes you want to come back out here and keep coaching, keep doing it. He's one of those little guys that keeps me motivated. So thank you. On that same note, Riley. This is my guy right here. When Rylan first came out, nobody on this field was more confused or scared of this game than this is. And I don't even know if it was fear as much as just confusion and not really understanding. Because when it first started, this guy would take off running on defense and turn around and lead block for the guy that's running the ball. He wouldn't try to tackle nobody. He was just completely confused and just not wanting to tackle or do nothing. But by the end of the year, the coaching staff gave this guy the nickname the Secret Assassin, right? Because once he's another one that this year flipped the switch. And next year, Rylan playing for the younger team is gonna, mark my words, he's gonna be a part of the rotation and a part of what's going on. Because he doesn't fear this game no more. And I taught him how to blitz, and we call it Hawk 1 and Hawk 2 when you're a safety and you got to blitz certain sides of the ball. Rylan, at first, he would stay in the far back. You call it, he's staying in the far back. As the season went on and we got into the scrimmage games, you can't stop Rylan from blitzing. You don't even get to call Hawk 1 or Hawk 2. Everybody can just watch. As soon as the play starts, he'll start that little creep. And I don't even call it. I'm like, hawk, no hawk. He's still going. I'm going. You can say it. Max said let him go. So it's a secret assassin. But this guy right here is another one that did a very, very good job this year, stepping up and learning the game. Thank you, Ron. Josiah. This guy right here next year is going to be a huge part of the 8-year-old team. Offensively and defensively, I expect this guy right here to be one of the leaders of the team, one of the captains. That's what I expect. I expect him to go out and show the coaching staff at 8U exactly what I think he's capable of. Offensively, I think he's going to be a monster running the ball. Defensively, wherever, corner, safety, wherever. This guy started off on the. He's one of those people that I like to tell everybody, like, when it's ready and it's their time, it'll be their time. By the end of the year, this guy didn't start a game all year. And started at corner the last game of the year and then into the playoffs, right? We called on him and he played phenomenal. And I don't expect it to slow down for him. Next year, I expect this guy to step up. And this is coming from a guy that came out his first practice. His first practice, this guy said he didn't know if he wants to do this. I don't know if I want to do football. I don't know if I want to be here, right? And then I can't let it go without telling. We had our film night. And he tried to rob me. He tried to rob me on film night. This guy came up to me at round table. He patted up my pocket. I looked at him like, what? He patted me down. So he's like, that's your wallet? He said, that's your wallet, coach. I said, that's my wallet. He said, give me $2. He said, and he was dead. It was no joke. It was no joke. He looked me dead in my eye and said, that's your wallet, coach. And I looked right at him like, so what? And he was like, give me $2. You know what I mean? Like, these are the moments, those moments, I'll remember forever. You know what I mean? Hey, next year, buddy. Next year, he'll be good. Sammy. Sammy's one of those guys that if you've ever played, for anybody in here that's ever played football, Sammy's one of those guys that you played against and you might look at and see their face and their smile and how they carry themselves and the fact that they're dancing all funny or something, and you're just like, man, that dude's whack. Sammy is a pure, cold-blooded football player. This dude is one of those guys that you could look at and be like, but he's gonna go, man, this guy can play football. This guy can play football. And I'm gonna tell you right now, all my years coaching, 8 years old, I've never had a better center. I've never had a better center. The captain of the offensive line snaps in the cold, snaps in the wet. I get on him at practice, but in the game, man, he's locked in. He's a gamer, and if he keeps this up, especially the center side of his game, I could see this guy playing in the college too. If he keeps that up and keeps his will to want to play, and he works on it, this guy can stretch those limits himself. Thank you for taking the line for me this year, Sammy. much more I can say about this dude, but this dude right here is another one of those guys that's just built to play football. Mentally, physically, everything about how this guy plays has football written all over it. He loves knocking people over. He loves getting, as a coach, you don't like, penalties or anything like that, but sometimes you got to set a tone to the other team and let them know that you're not to be pushed around. And when you want that to happen, Zeke's the guy you call on. You know what I mean? He's the guy that you can give him the look like, give that guy an extra shove next time, Zeke. And, Zeke's going to be like, all right. Or he'll just do it for you and look over at you like, is that all right, coach? You know what I mean? And like I said, you got to have these type of guys because they're like big brothers to the rest of the team. Zeke took it personal when something happened to anybody else. He took it personal, and he always made sure the other team felt it back a little bit. And as a coach and a football player, you got to have those guys. Zeke, come on. Side. Nobody got it harder from me this year than this guy. And it wasn't out of anything malicious, but I rode him hard this year. I probably yelled at him more than any other player. Hey, pay attention. See, this is what I'm talking about right here. See what I'm talking about? This is what I'm talking about. No, but to all my players, listen, to all my players, eyes up.
Eyes up.
And you too. If a coach is riding you, listen to me. If a coach is drilling it into you, just giving you crap all the time, and he's forcing you to play, and just, man, he's on you. It's because he likes you, and he sees something in you. If a coach isn't doing anything to try to better you, because you're always playing around and you're off to the side, and he's just giving up on you, then that's it. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't have no more faith or confidence in you. And that's on you and your attitude. I gave you a lot of crap this year, man, because I truly believe when you show your signs of greatness, and there's a lot of them, you're a good football player. And if you get out of your own way sometimes, you can be great. And that's why I'm constantly giving you crap, bro. I'm constantly on you. Because I want you to see you as I see you. You understand? Does that make sense? You're a great football player, man. And I know I was giving you crap all year, alright? But it's not because I don't like you. I like you, I need you to, when you get it too, you're going to be good, alright? Because you're a great football player. Thank you, sir. Aurelio. Aurelio came out at the beginning of the year, and he was playing DM for us. He was playing tackle. He was just starting to really come into his own as understanding the game and believing in himself. And then at practice, what nobody likes to happen, I'm over with the little guys, and Cole gave me the head nod, like the international oh crap head nod, and looked over at me and gave me the message. It was like he's broke, and I could see him holding his hand. So I went over to check real quick to make sure that Cole was not just exaggerating, and it was broke. It was good. It was good broke, But I mean, this guy, he took it really well. I've had a few of those injuries in my 15 years, and most of the time they're balling. Because when I say it was broke, I mean season got cut short for an injury, but team-wise, it didn't get cut short for us. You know, once a Hawk, always a Hawk. He's part of our team all the way through, regardless of his injury or not. And I'm hoping that injury doesn't stop you from coming back next year. I hope you're back next year to push on, all right? Because I think you got a lot of football left in you, all right?
What did that mean?
All right, these three. We'll start off with Junior.
Yes!
This guy right here, I mean, what more can I say? You guys seen it.
Yes.
You guys seen it. Last year, 6 years old starting. This year, 7 years old starting. Offense, running the ball, defense, linebacker. You know, I'd like to take credit. I'd like to take credit for this guy. Hey, stop talking. Stop talking. I'd like to take credit for this guy, but coaching a kid like this is easy. I mean, this guy is born to be a football player. We saw it last year at 6 years old, barely talk, barely do anything, doesn't matter. As soon as the play goes, find the football. That's what he does. Off season is going to be hold the football. That's what you're going to be doing. But I mean, offensively and defensively, this guy's a monster. You know what I mean? Like, he's a great teammate. He doesn't say anything, doesn't get down on anybody. Just constantly works. Didn't say anything to me all year except for the championship. Championship, he looked at me and said, "Coach, I want to run 47. You want to run his play." You know what I mean? And I didn't call it, and that was my fault, but I should have called it. But, yeah, see? That's how he makes touchdowns. Right? I get it, but that's how you make touchdowns. Hey, this dude right here, I mean, if he stays loving this game, and truly stays loving this game, we'll all see this guy playing on Saturday. He'll be playing college somewhere, and I'm waiting for that day, because I'm telling you, this guy right here is through and through a football player. Thanks. Oh, and he's also my co-defensive player of the year.
What did that mean?
Just so you know. This guy last year I knew he's going to be a great football player too. I mean, there's not much you can say. Like, these last couple guys, man, it's just football players. Jalen is a great football player. Linebacker was a weird change for me this year. I didn't know if I wanted to play him at corner or linebacker. But I mean, this guy loves to blitz. And if you guys all seen, he made an enormous amount of plays behind the line of scrimmage. And ultimately was one of the hardest hitters defensively for us. He took on every single guy that we played against, and not just tripping him up. I mean, if you watch the film, he made good hits. He made legitimate good hits. And he's another one of those guys that you younger guys really need to inspire to be like. The only difference between a lot of people at this age are the people that have confidence and believe in themselves and the people that don't yet. Because you're all little and you're all built right? Jalen's another one of those guys that people might look at because he's shorter and they're just like, man, he's a wrecking ball. When he runs the ball, he's a wrecking ball. When he tackles, he's a wrecking ball. And his attitude, he's a wrecking ball. This guy loves playing football, and he's another one of these guys that as he goes on through his youth and into high school, he's going to be somebody that is going to be, teams are going to have to worry about and play for. And he's another one of he's my other, because I couldn't decide, so he's my other co-defensive player of the year, because him and Junior, I mean, they both played really, because you bet him that he wouldn't be last now. You owe him a quarter. Nah, you mad at me about that?
So you pay for it.
Hey, maybe, hit Toothless up.
$2.
Get $2 and get the quarterback. No, but, hey, Moses, I mean, he's a great football player. You know, offensively and defensively, he did everything that I asked him to do. Everybody can see how dangerous he is with the ball in his hands. As he gets older and he grows, and he's able to throw the ball, hold on to the ball, and throw it. He can already throw it hard. And once everything starts to come together for him, I have no doubt he's going to be something to mess with in high school too, whether it's quarterback or wide receiver. But I think he'll be a phenomenal wide receiver with that 6 feet. And you don't get hit as much. I said you don't get hit as much at that position. Longevity. We'll talk about it. No, but this guy right here, he's a great athlete, man. I mean, you can tell right off the bat, watching him play, that there's probably not a sport in this world that he can't play athletically. And, you know, he did a great job leading the team. There's a lot of pressure on the guy that gets put into the quarterback spot. You got to be able to handle all that pressure that comes at you, and not just handle it, you got to be ready for it. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be willing right at that moment to accept all of it that's happening. And like I said, this guy didn't ever have a bad attitude about anything. Even when coach makes some mistakes, calling some things wrong, which does happen, just saying. But this guy right here, I mean, he's a constant professional, and that's what you want out of the guy leading your team. You don't want anybody that hangs their head a lot, because when you're the quarterback, everybody's looking for you for guidance. And if you hang your head down low, then everybody tends to follow. You know what I mean? And this guy did a good job, even in the harder parts this year, of keeping us motivated. And I hope to see him back next year too. Thank and hold on, I want to give a shout out. Listen, eyes up.
Hey, listen up, guys. Listen. So right before your guys' banquet, we did the 14U banquet, right? That's the oldest kids for the Hawks. All right. And I handed out some special awards. They're called Lifetime Hawk Awards. That means that the players, there's 5 of them. Should have been, how many players are here? Not how many there should have been, but there's only 5. That means they played from the time where you guys are until they were 14 for the Hawks. They played the whole way through, all right? So that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping all of you guys do that, so that when you guys get to be 13, 14 years old, and give all you guys lifetime offers, all right? All right? They look like this. So you get a special plaque, and it says you're a lifetime Hawk. That means that you played for the Hawks your whole youth football program, instead of jumping around, all right? Be loyal to your hometown and be loyal to the Hawks. We really appreciate you guys playing with us.
Okay, hey, listen, we talked to everybody real quick. Now I'm just talking to you guys as a team, all right? I had an enormous amount of fun coaching you guys this year, all right? Hey, I had a great time, all right, coaching you guys. And like I said, you're only the team one time. You're only this team one time. It didn't 100% end the way we wanted it to. We went to the championship, but we fell short, all right? You kids, that's why I like coming out every year and coaching this game of football, because football teaches you a lot about life, all right? You guys were sad. You guys were sad for like 5 minutes. And then 5 minutes later, you guys are running around, being kids, having a great time. And it's an awesome reminder to me that how small those things are, right? Like, we played in the championship, we didn't win. But you can't win every time. You understand? You can't win. I was sad for us, but we all learned something from it, all right? Hey guys, don't stay so focused in life on certain things that you miss all the little things that you can learn along the way, all right? A lot of you guys are friends now. A lot of you guys are, you're a team. Oh. Hey, so next year, I'm just letting you guys know, I will be back next year with Cole and Max. We will be moving to 9U, right? We will be moving to 9U. And for all the guys here that are 8, I hope to see all of you back next year. If I don't, and life and your path takes you somewhere else, it was great knowing you this year, okay? But I hope to see everybody back. And like I said, just being the loss of the championship, I just want all you parents to know. All you parents, you love your kids. And I know that. Nobody's heart breaks more losing the championship than mine. And I can honestly tell you that. Because where you guys are all sad for your child. When we lost, I'm sad for all your children. Alright? I didn't like seeing any of their eyes sad. And believe me, I wish it would have ended a different way. But like I said, that's what we get to come back next year. We get to do it all over again and prove it the other way, right? Right? Listen, the easiest path in life is never the one worth traveling. You understand me? Eyes up.
Eyes up.
You understand what I said?
Yes, sir.
If you decide to take the easy path in life, you will only get to the easy rewards. Alright? The tough roads are where you learn everything. Alright? So hey, I appreciate everything you guys did this year. You guys all worked hard. I want to bring over Coach Sean real quick. Coach Sean is the 14U coach. He retired for like 20 minutes. He was going to pull a me, and then the 14U head coach left, and they brought Sean back. He got to retire for a little bit, I think, right?
1 month.
You got to sleep for a little bit? Yeah.
I got to
nice.
sleep for 1
He's
month.
been out here for a long time, lifetime coach too. Coach Sean is going to be coming from 14U down to 8U next year. Coach Sean's going to be coming down to coach. So all you 6 and 7-year-olds coming into 8U next year, Coach Sean is going to be your coach next year. You guys understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You got anything, Barney? That's it. All right, hey. Listen. Hey, come up, stand right here, turn around so you can get one last photo. Yep. And then we're going to break it out one last time.